Today's bag of popcorn is brought to you by Gazelle, the trusted online marketplace for buying and selling used devices. Head over to popcornfinance.com/Gazelle to learn more. Hey, this is Chris. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to Popcorn Finance, where we discuss finance in about the time it takes to make a bag of popcorn. I'm coming to you from my hotel room in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I believe I'm saying that the right way. This is my first time ever leaving the country. It has been a very cool experience, and I don't know if you remember, but last week I mentioned that Popcorn Finance was named a finalist for 2 Plutus Awards. And one of those being Best Series, and that was for the Poppin with F.I.R.E series that I did earlier this year. So I figured since I'm out of the country, I've been gone for a little while, I think I'm losing my voice, I don't know what's going on here, that I would play an episode from that series. And I was going to play one of my favorite episodes and also one of the more popular episodes in that series, and that was the 3rd episode with Jillian Johnsrud called The Why of F.I.R.E. And for those of you that don't know, the Poppin with F.I.R.E series was all about the FIRE movement. And FIRE is an acronym meaning financial independence, retire early. And so in this episode title, when I say the why of FI, that's the why of financial independence. So this was a great episode. Jillian was very open and generous in telling her story of why she chose this path. And before we jump into today's episode, I just wanted to say thanks to Gazelle for bringing you all this bag of popcorn. Gazelle is the trusted online marketplace for buying and selling used devices. And you know, I'm not a big fan of paying full price for a brand new iPhone because you know what? I don't have $1,000 that I just want to drop on a new phone. So that's why I was really happy to partner with Gazelle because they have everything from an iPhone 6 all the way up to an iPhone 10 and a variety of Samsung Galaxy phones, all at a fraction of the price you'd pay in the store. And every device that they sell is backed by a 30-day return policy, and they don't charge any restocking fees. Shipping is free, and each device goes through a thorough 30-point inspection. So right now you can get $10 off of your next purchase at Gazelle by going to popcornfinance.com/Gazelle. Again, that is popcornfinance.com/Gazelle. All right, so let's jump into the why of F.I.R.E from the Poppin with F.I.R.E series with Jillian Shares from Montana Money Adventures. Recording outside of the Rosen Shingle Creek. I believe that's how you say the name of this hotel in Orlando, Florida. And I'm joined by Jillian Shares. And I was practicing saying this. Was that good enough?
Yeah, that works.
Thank you. From Montana Money Adventures. How are you doing?
Great. Thank you so much for having me. It's so hot here.
It is so hot. It is.
Yeah.
The humidity is ridiculous. I'm not used to this being from California. I don't know what to do with this. I'm just sweating all the time. I'm not enjoying it. How are you dealing? Because I'm assuming then you're from Montana.
I'm melting like Olaf. That is what's happening. It is summer, but I'm not singing his summer song. I'm melting.
The reason why we're recording today was that I've been working on this series all about financial independence and, you know, what it means to people. Why do people even decide this lifestyle? And I think you have an amazing story because you achieved financial independence at age 32.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's really young, I think, really. I mean, to achieve that level of, I guess, not having that need to earn money, but now whatever you do is by choice. So, I mean, what made you make this change or choose this lifestyle? Because a lot of people would say, well, that's crazy to push yourself to save that much money or cut your expenses to such a high degree to achieve something like this.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about financial independence. Like, I hadn't heard about the FIRE movement till probably 9 years ago. But from a really early age, I was in a difficult family situation, and I had come to my mom when I was about 11, and I said, listen, we can't stay here. Like, we can't do this. We really need to move. We need to get out, and we need to be on our own because the home environment had just become really oppressive. And she hadn't graduated from high school. Like, she had me. She had gotten pregnant, and she was like, Jillian, I don't have any other option. Like, there's no way that on my $4.65 an hour job, I can support 3 little kids. And I put out an impassioned plea, like, I'll start working. There's a little apartment above, like, the grocery store. It's just one room, but, like, anything will be better than this. And she said, I can't. And I just went upstairs and I just cried. I cried hot tears into my pillow, but I realized money gives you choices.
Yeah.
And it gives you options. And I desperately wanted more choices. I didn't want to be in that situation. And we were living under the poverty line, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to make the next right choice. And every right choice I can make, I'm going to take it. I'm going to do the best I can with it.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. You know, and I mean, especially at a young age to have to experience that and then to have that realization that, you know, you felt trapped, but you wanted to do something about your life to make it, you know, make it to where you had options, like you said, and you can do something different. So, I mean, when did you, I guess, make the first steps? Like, what did that look like for you to make those steps towards achieving financial independence?
You know, I didn't have a lot of options. I didn't have a lot of opportunity. I grew up in a really small town, but like I got a part-time job, and every time I had $5 or $20 or $100, I just saved that. And by the time I hit my senior year, I had moved out of my house. I was living on my own. And when I graduated, I had $8,000.
Wow.
Which felt like, I mean, our family at that point was probably living on about $18,000 a year. And so it just felt like an insane amount of money. And where a lot of kids might have been like, I'm going to buy a cool car, or I'm going to like do this amazing trip. I bought a travel trailer, a 1980s burnt orange travel trailer, and I moved into it because I had a house then and it was mine and nobody could take it from me. And it was hard. It's hard growing up poor to be okay looking poor. Like with every dollar you get, you want to like be able to project, I'm doing okay. Because there's so much stigma that if you're poor, like you're not doing okay and something is inherently wrong with you. And I wanted to separate myself from that. But I realized that I could either like build wealth or I could look a little bit more wealthy, but I probably wasn't going to be able to do both.
No, it's impossible. That's such an amazing point that you said that. I mean, so many people, we want to look like we're doing well.
Yes.
You don't want to look like a failure. I think that's like everyone's fear. You want to look like you belong, like you're doing an amazing job. And the way you do that is you have to buy things so people can see that, because you're not walking around with your bank statement on your back or your chest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to do something outward. And I think that traps so many of us, because you can't ever achieve wealth if you're just trying to look wealthy to everyone else.
Yeah. And it takes so much faith at first because the progress is so slow, and like nobody knows you have a couple $1,000s squirreled away, like because you're driving a beater car and living in a camper. I mean, it did not project well, but I used to actually like dog ear the pages of financial books that had the compound interest charts. And like after a hard day, I would just look at that compound interest chart and I'll be like, okay, like $10 a day. If I could just like save $20 a day, like in 5 years, in 10 years, like this is going to get better. Like I'm going to have more options and I'm going to have more choices. And we just kept going. Like I got married and we just kept going until it starts to kind of like a snowball. Like it starts to like compound on you and you start to have more and more choices and more options. And
that's a great point. I mean, I don't think a lot of people think about that, because when you start saving, you're getting like what, 15 cents? You see 50 cents interest hit your account. But as you progress and you move forward, those numbers become more and more significant, because you know that change looks like nothing now, but as it builds, I mean, you're going to see like real money just appear out of nowhere into your account, like magic almost. It feels like, to
the point where your money is growing more every year than you could ever save in a year.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what? My money grew $20,000 this year. I'd never saved $20,000 a year. Like, how is this? It just happened. I didn't do any extra work to make it happen, and it starts to feel a little bit magical.
Yeah, I love that illustration. Thank you. You know, for you, I want to leave you with this last question. What does this mean for you now? So you've achieved financial independence.
Yeah.
So I'm in my mind, I don't want to throw my own definition on it. I'm thinking that means, you know, you don't have to work. It's by choice if you do work, and you're able to sustain your lifestyle indefinitely.
Yep.
So for you, if one, I don't know if that's a good definition for that I gave out, but two, you know, what does this mean for you now? What are you, I guess, what does your life look like now, or what are your future hopes now that you're in this position?
Yeah, we got to the point where we essentially just didn't have to earn any extra income to pay our bills. Like we had enough passive income that would pay all of our bills, and we got to go, okay, so what what do we want our life to be? And I was never really comfortable with the term retired because in our society implies you stop doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't want to stop doing stuff. I wanted to have the option to do lots and lots of stuff I really wanted to do. Like things I was really passionate about, things I felt like I was made to do, like my very special, unique contribution to the world. I wanted to be able to double down on that because I don't have to worry about the water bill anymore. Like I don't have to pay rent anymore. I don't have to worry about groceries. Like that's covered. And now all of my time and attention can go into the things that I really value and that matter to me.
I love that. You know, that's one of the things that attracted me to financial independence more was the idea that it's not about like, I just want to go sit on the beach and do nothing for the rest of my life. It's like now when you don't have to rely on going to work to bring in money, you can then choose what you do with your time. And you can still generate money with that time, but you can choose what you're doing to generate that money if that's what you choose to do. So I love that. I love that answer. Jillian, I really appreciate you joining me here and sharing some of this info in this hot weather outside. Well, you know, your story was so good, I kind of forgot that it was hot. You kind of distracted me, so thank you. If you want to just come with me everywhere I go and tell me stories, maybe I'll be a lot cooler. I won't be just sweating constantly. I'd appreciate that. But, you know, since you have such an amazing story, and I think people will really benefit by just learning more about what you're doing and kind of following what you do on your blog. What's the best way for people to keep in contact with you, to find out more about what you're doing, anything special going on? Please share it.
Yeah, the easiest way to keep in contact with me is through my newsletter. I send out an email once a week. I have tons of free resources. I just kind of obsessed with building stuff. And so I've got everything people need to get started for free through my email newsletter. And you can always just hit reply and say hi. Like I try to respond to every single email. Through my email newsletter, I'm super easy to get a hold of. Otherwise, less so.
Okay, but where's the best place to go to sign up for your newsletter?
On my website, montanamoneyadventures.com. Google knows how to find me. Okay. And just type any variation of that in, and I'll show up. And yeah, you can sign up there.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Jillian. I really appreciate your time and you sharing a little bit about yourself. And definitely, I'm going to be following along because it's inspiring to me to hear about other people who are doing something that I think will help so many people kind of just reduce that stress in their lives. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, yeah, anytime.
Your boy keep it poppin' like Mary Poppins.